today I'm going to continue with cubes and cubes root. Okay, hopefully you still remember what you learned last week. Okay, in the last lesson you were learning all about the squares and square roots, whereby you learn how to estimate and then you also learn how to solve problems. So cube and cube roots is almost the same as squares and square roots, just that you have to multiply the number 3 times. Okay, we look at the exploration activity 5 over here. The aim to explore the formation of cubes. Okay, instruction to perform the activity in pairs. So I'll just explain to you over here lah. If you look at number 1, the instruction, the diagram shows 3 cubes, which are made up of unit cubes. So you can see 3 cubes given over here. Observe the 3 cubes shown. Copy and complete the table below. Okay. So for the first cube over here, you can see the length of the cube given is 1 unit. This is 1 unit. The side also 1 unit. The height also 1 unit. This is why you're given 1 over here. So to find out the volume is the area of the surface, you multiply with the height. So it is 1 times 1 times 1. And the number of unit cubes will be 1 unit cube. That is the volume to represent the first cube over here. Okay, and then for the second cube, you can see it's formed up from 2 squared. Okay, so the length and the width over here, it is 2. And the same thing for the height, it also is also 2. So this is what we write. Each of the length, the height, the length, the width, everything is 2. So to find out the volume, it is 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So the answer is 8 unit cube. Okay, and then for 3 here, 3 unit times 3 unit with a height of 3 unit. So it is 3 times 3 times 3, 9. 9 times 3 is 27 unit cube. Okay. So we continue down here. But number of unit cube. 3. Hold on, because I'm confused with the unit given over here, the unit cube and the volume of the. Okay, still correct. Okay, then we continue over here. So you can see you're given the exploration activity 5 over here. The length of the set of 1, 2, 3 has a number of unit cube of 1, 8, 27 like we have just now. Okay, so the example for a cube with a set of 2 units, it is 2 times 2 times 2 equal to 8 unit cube. Okay, and then we can set the cube of 2 is equal to 8. And the cube of 2 is written as 2 to the power of 3 like this. Okay, 2 to the power of 3. So you can read this. This is read as 2 cubed or cube of 2. So if I give you 5 to the power of 3, we will read it as 5 cubed. Or it can be read as cube of 5. Okay, so we move on now. Okay, exploration activity 6. I'm not going to go through this with you. We look at this. What do they found over here? Okay, for example, 1 unit of block. This one, this is 8 unit of block. And then this is 27 units of blocks. The number of unit of block that can form a cube are 1, 8, and 27. So you can see why this is 8, because this one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the other one at the back. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times 3, so we have 27. All these numbers, we call them perfect cube. Just like previously, you learned perfect square. Perfect square are 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, and so on. So now we also have perfect cubes. So perfect cubes are 1, 8, 27. Can you guess what is the number or the subsequent perfect cube? Subsequent means the next few numbers after this 27. Can you guess what is the perfect cube after 27? Anyone here? Oh, someone want to join. Anyone? Nobody?
36.
How much?
66.
Yes, very good, Valerie. Thank you. And Amy, is it? Both of you answer it. Thank you. The answer is 64. So I'm sure those who gave me the answer, you already know how to get the answer of 64, right? Because to get the number of cube, it is actually 1 cube, 2 cube, 3 cube, 4 cube, 5 cube, and so on. So 1 cube is 1 times 1 times 1, we get the 1. 2 cube, 2 times 2 times 2, we get an 8. 3 cube, 27. 4 cube, 64. 5 cube, 225. And so on. Absorb the 125, not 225. Okay, so wait, hold on, 225, correct? I made mistake over here. 225. 225, this one is correct. So I want to continue over here. I'm going to write down in front. You take out a piece of paper, everyone. Can you go and take out a piece of paper right now? I want you to list down all the cube number from number 1 to 12. Okay, you take out a piece of paper now. And then you copy this down in that piece of paper. It doesn't matter. If you want to copy down in your exercise book, also can. Okay, after you have done, copy all of this. What I want you to do is you can go and get your calculator. Okay, take out your calculator. After that, you are going to find out how much is the answer for each of the question that I have written down over there. For example, the first one, this one we already know lah, so you don't have to write down. 2 cube is 8, 3 cube is 27, 4 cube is 64, and so on. So over here, for example, 5 cube, you are going to press 5 times 5 times 5, and you get the answer. Okay, it's 125. Sorry, I also made mistake just now. So 6 times 6 times 6, you also get the answer for me.
216.
Okay, thank you. So I give you about 30 seconds. Can you finish everything right now? 30 seconds.
Yes.
I'm going to get the answer from you all. Up to 12. Okay, I'm going to continue with it. So I just call your name. Who are there? Amy, are you here?
Yes.
Okay, you will give me the answer for the first one here. 7 cube. What do you get?
343.
Thank you. Very good. Okay, next person at cube. Alicia, what is at cube? Alicia Fazana, are you there?
2.
Pardon?
512.
Yes, very good. Thank you. Next one. Awang Kalishu, what is 9 cube? 9 cube.
Sorry, 9 cube?
Yes, 9 cube.
729.
729. Thank you. Very good. 10 cube is easy. Azizi, what is 10 cube? Azizi Hakimi?
300.
It's not 300. You have to use a calculator to multiply if you can't. Can you do it right now? It means 10 times 10. So how much is it? Azizi, how much is it?
1000.
Yes, thank you. Your friend actually gave you the answer over there just now. And then the next one. Dayang Nogis, are you there? Dayang Nogis? Dayang Nogis, are you there? Not there, huh? Elijah, are you there? Elijah?
Hello? Yes.
Okay, Elijah, what is the value for 11 cube? Can or not, Elijah?
Still calculating.
Oh, still calculating. Okay. Can you get it?
1,251.
Okay, thank you. Next person, 12 cube. 12 cube, let's see. Ivanisa. Ivanisa, your turn. Ivanisa? Yes. So what's the value for 12 cube? Can you give me the answer? Vanessa, I didn't see you write down anything, any answer here yet. What is the value of 12 cube, Vanessa? Did you hear my question just now? 12 cube. Cannot? Cannot, and then I move it to the next person then. So the next person will be Faiz Sufyan. Faiz? Okay, Faiz, what's the value of 12 cube?
1,728.
Yes, very good. Thank you, Faiz. So 1,728. Okay, class. So same thing for this, all of this number over here, the one on the right now, we called it perfect. Perfect what? Perfect cube.
cube.
Perfect
Yeah,
cube.
so we have a lot of it, meaning it's perfect cubes. So I want you to memorize all the number of perfect cube. How do you memorize it? In this case, you will memorize all the whole thing. For example, I will ask you, what is 2 cube? You are going to give me 8. What is 4 cube? You are going to give me 64. So I want you to memorize all of this. And in the next lesson, I'm going to ask you question regarding the number of the perfect cube. Okay, I'm going to test you one by one here. I'm going to choose, not everybody, choose some of you. So for example, 6 cube, you got to give me the answer straight away, 216. Or 12 cube, you are going to give me the answer straight away, 1728. Okay, that is your task for the next lesson. I think for the next lesson, because we don't have Google Meet anymore, right? That is when you come back to school. Then we can do it in the class, face to face. I'm going to call one by one. Okay? So let's move on how to determine whether a number is a perfect cube. So it's the same thing when you want to find out perfect cube. You are going to use the prime factorization, the factor tree like this. Okay, for example, 64. So 64, 8 times x 64, we divide it into 2 roots like this. And then to get the answer of 8, it is 4 times 2. So 4 is 2 times 2. 2, actually, we stop there, but they still continue with the 2 here. It doesn't matter, lah. You can stop here also. And then for 8, same thing is 4 times 2, we get 8. 2 times 2, we get 4. So we have a remaining 2 here. After that, previously you were asked to find out the perfect square. This one is perfect cube. So if it is perfect square, you are going to group them into 2 identical groups. So when it comes to perfect cube, you are going to group them into 3 identical groups, meaning that all the 3 groups must contain the same value. So 2 times 2, 4. 2 times 2, 4. 2 times 2, 4. Thus, 64 is a perfect square when you can group them into these 3 identical groups. And then we check on 240. See whether it can be grouped into 3 identical groups or not. So 240 is equal to 12 times 20. 12 times 10 is 120, right? So 12 times 20 is 240. So 3 times 4, we get a 12. So 3, we cannot do anything else. 2 times 2 equal to 4. 2 times 2 equal to 4 over here. And then 5 remain 5. So you can see this one, number 3, one, number 5. So from here, we can see already, no matter how you arrange it, we can't group into 3 identical groups. Therefore, or thus, 240 is not a perfect cube. Okay, can you all know how to find out the
Yes.
yes, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. For example, right now, I'm going to ask you whether you can determine if this is a perfect cube or not. Number 45. You have a piece of paper with you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now can you use the same method over here? Try to find out whether it can be grouped into 3 identical groups and let me know whether the 45 over here is a perfect cube or not. Can or not? Are you doing it?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody do it. Have you got the answer?
Yeah.
We cannot group them into 3 identical groups, right?
Yeah.
Not a perfect cube.
Plus 45 is not a perfect cube. Very good. And also, if you have already memorized the list that I asked you to memorize just now, you can see the number 45 is not in the list here. See, 1, 8, 27, 64, there's no 45. So, of course, 45 is not a perfect cube.
Yes.
Okay, we move on now. So this page is done. We move to the next page. Okay, there is an exploration activity, but I'm not going to do it anymore because you already understand everything. Okay, so you look at this part, okay? Cube root of 8. This one is read as cube root of 8. If I write it down like this, without any number here in front, this means square root of 2. If I write down with a number in front, for example, like this, it's read as cube root of 27. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so there is a difference between the square root and the cube root. Square root, no number written, but then cube root, they are going to continue with 3. Okay, so when you further up to form 2, form 3, and so on, you are going to learn extra, 4th root, 5th root, and so on. So they will have the number in front. But at your level, you only learn the square root and also the cube root. Okay, we are going to try to find out how to convert the number into a cube number or a cube root of a number. So we move to the next page right now. You can see the example given here. Finding the cube and finding the cube root are inverse operation. You know inverse operations, right? It's the other way around. So it's, for example, 2 cube. 2 cube, so we know that the answer is equal to 8. So if I want to find out what is the cube root of 8, cube root of 8, the answer is equal to 2. Okay, like this, Now I'm going to give you an example before we continue with the example given down here. Okay, so for example, they give you 2 times 2 times 2 is equal to 8. And then they will ask you to find out what is the cube root of 8. So cube root of 8 is actually cube root of 2 times 2 times 2. Then it is equal to cube root of 2 cube. So from here, you simplify the cube root with the cube. Then the answer that remains will be 2. Okay, so then we can see the example down here. You just follow what I explained to you just now. Complete each of the following. A, 4 times 4 times 4 is equal to 64. They give you the clue already. You don't have to go and press a calculator. So thus, cube root of 64 is equal to cube root of what? So you have to see carefully, either the cube root is given or the cube is given. So over here, if the cube root is given, it means this is 4 times 4 times 4. Now they just continue with the answer. They ask you to give the answer only. So the answer is just 4. Okay? If you want a complete working, the complete working is supposed to be like this. It becomes cube root of 4 cube. Then you simplify the cube root with the cube. So the remaining answer is 4. Okay? Now we look at B. B is a number that involves decimals. Okay, negative 0.5 multiplied by negative 0.5 multiplied by negative 0.5, the answer is negative 0.125. So what is the cube root of negative 0.125? So therefore, this part, when it comes to negative 0.5 times negative 0.5, you can see there are two operations involved, the multiplication and the subtraction. So when two operations involved, you have to put them in bracket. So the best thing is when it comes to a negative decimal number, you just put everything into a bracket like this. Okay, therefore the answer that we will get later on down here is just negative 0.5. Okay, so I continue for question C. So now you have learned the whole number. You see, the first one is a whole number. The second one is the decimal number just now here at the back. Now it involves fraction. So fraction is also easy. We know that 1 cube is equal to 1. 6 cube is 216. Okay, so that's the cube root of 1 over 216 is the cube root of, you see they ask you to fill in the power over here, meaning that the power must be 3. It must be 3. So what should we fill in here in the box? It's supposed to be 1 over 6. Then you are going to cancel the cube root with the cube. Therefore, the remaining answer is 1 over 6. Do you have any question, class?
No.
No question, huh?
No, understand.
No.
Oh, very good. So we continue with the next exercise here. You can see the exercise. Copy and complete each of the following. So A times A times A is 512. Cube root of 512 is what? Can you tell me what should I fill in the box over here?
8.
8.
It is 8. 8. What about the last one here?
8.
8.
Yes, correct. It is 8. Okay, then I move on to decimal number here. So tell me what should I fill in here?
0.3.
Very good. 0.3, all of it, right? What is the last answer?
0.3.
0.3.
It is also
0.3.
0.3. Okay, thank you. Next one here for the fraction. Okay, what should I fill in for the small box here?
3.
Very
3.
good. The big box? Any idea?
One over 2.
Not only 1 over 2, but then you have to copy the negative, correct?
Negative.
Yes. And then because you can see negative 1 over 2 cube, it is not the same as in bracket negative 1 over 2 cube. Why is it so? Because if you didn't write down bracket, the cube is just for the numerator only. So no matter how you cube it, the answer will always be negative 1 over 2. Whereas for the one in bracket, it will be like this. You see, it is negative 1 over 2 times negative 1 over 2 times negative 1 over 2. So 1 times 1 times 1, it is 1. 2 times 2 times 2, it is equal to 8. And then negative times negative, positive. Positive times negative, negative. So the answer is different from this one. Therefore, when it comes to a fraction with a cube over here, you always have to make sure your answer is in bracket. So this one is a 3, this one is negative 1 over 2, but it must be in bracket. No bracket means your answer is wrong. Okay, bear in mind about it. So next thing, what should you fill in here?
Negative
In
2.
negative 1 over 2 in crate.
Okay, if it is negative 1 over 2, do you have to put it in bracket?
No.
Not need
No.
anymore because there's no difference. Negative 1 over 2 or negative 1 over 2 in bracket, there's no difference anymore. So if there's no difference, then you just ignore the bracket. No need to put them in bracket. Okay, they are the same. Clear?
Clear.
Very good. Okay, I want to remind you one thing. Your negative sign, we cannot write down the negative sign at the denominator part like this. Okay, the answer is considered wrong. Okay, but then we can write down on the numerator part, or we can write it in the middle of your fraction line like this. You always bear in mind, we can write down in these two forms, but then not this one. Okay, so when you write down your answer later on, make sure you don't write down in this method. Okay, no question, right?
No.
Okay, so for the exercise today, okay, thank you. So exercise for today, you are going to do it in the form of Google Form. Make sure after this, you go back and do the exercise in Google Form. This one I already just posted it, cube and cube root. So you can view the assignment over here. Okay, this is the skill practice that I want you to do right now. Take the possible answer for each row of the prime factorizations shown. So for example, this is row 1. This part over here is row 1. This one is row 2. What is the answer for row 2? So you got to choose the correct answer over here and also for the rest. Okay, you do it right now after we end the class, and then make sure you submit. I don't want just a very little submission from your work over here, because I'm going to convert everything, because this is our last Google Meet class. I'm going to import all the grades and then summarize everything. So make sure you complete everything by this week. Okay, so that's all for today.
Okay.
Now, do you have any question?
No.
No question.
Teacher,
Yes.
we don't have to add
Thank
attachments,
you,
right?
madam.
Thank
You
you,
don't have to
madam.
Yeah, you're welcome. Those without question, you can leave already. So what's your question again just now, Alicia?
We don't have to add attachments, right?
This one no need, because it's in the form of Google Form. I can import the
Okay.
grade
Okay,
directly.
teacher.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any other question? No, right?
Thank you, teacher. Bye.
No, no.
Done. You're welcome.
Bye.